New developments in the Harvard funding freeze dispute. In the latest escalation, Harvard is suing the Trump administration for its actions. Here's more on that story.
Harvard is suing the Trump administration, demanding an end to the freeze on federal funding. The lawsuit comes after reports that President Trump was planning to pull another $1 billion in funding from Harvard. In a letter to the Harvard community Monday, President Alan Garber wrote, "The funding freeze will have, quote, stark, real-life consequences for patients, students, faculty, staff, researchers, and the standing of American higher education." The Trump administration has already frozen more than $2 billion in funding because the university wouldn't go along with the proposed policy changes. These include eliminating DEI programs, banning masks at campus protests, reforming the admissions process to prioritize merit, and reducing the power of faculty deemed to be, quote, more committed to activism than scholarship. Trump has also threatened to revoke Harvard's tax exemption. The Trump administration is demanding Harvard give it access to disciplinary records, specifically those connected to anti-Semitism and anti-Muslim bias since the start of the Israel-Hamas war in October 2023. On Monday, the National Institutes of Health said it plans to cut off medical research funding to universities that keep their DEI programs and continue boycotting Israeli companies. In its lawsuit, Harvard said this would devastate research programs. Harvard says it's taken steps to fight anti-Semitism and that what's happened has nothing to do with its medical research. In his letter, Garber said there were valid concerns about anti-Semitism and that the university has set up a task force to address intolerance. It's these records the Trump administration wants to see. Garber says Harvard is actively making structural reforms to eradicate anti-Semitism on campus, but the government is refusing to engage with the university and going ahead with funding freezes instead. The White House responded to Harvard's lawsuit on Monday, Deputy Press Secretary Harrison Field saying, "Taxpayer funds are a privilege, and Harvard fails to meet the basic conditions required to access that privilege." Earlier this month, the Departments of Education and Health and Human Services joined the General Services Administration to condemn, quote, the disruption of learning that has plagued campuses in recent years. The three agencies said the harassment of Jewish students is intolerable, and university needs to take action if they wish to continue receiving taxpayer support. At the same time, several Jewish-led organizations have criticized the administration's actions. The Anti-Defamation League's national director said he's worried the Trump administration might be going too far. And Harvard's Hillel chapter, part of a global group that supports Jewish students, said last week that going after the university's tax-exempt status could put Israeli students' visas at risk. They call the administration's move neither focused nor measured.